Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so bright, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right. When you came to me, oh I knew it's you, yeah, boy.
Hey family, how's everybody doing? Come on in, you guys. I told you I would come on over the weekend. I was trying to come on yesterday, and yeah, I got into a lot of the video, and I was slowing some stuff down just so I can hear it a little bit better and all of that. So first of all, I want to say thank you guys for showing on up. I know it is Sunday, and yeah, had to get a little church in a little bit, but church was a little bit too long, so I had to dip out. But other than that, today is one of those comfortable days. We're just chilling, and I wanted to go over a video with you guys about the Sonya Massey situation. We're going to kind of go through it, but this is kind of a learn as we go in, and let's just go through it together. I was trying to do it, what was it? Because today is Sunday. I was trying to do it a little bit Friday after our live Friday, and I seen some stuff I wanted to share. So we're just going to look at this a little bit and go over it. How you guys doing? I see Ruby Turner's in the house. Ruby Turner, I need that information, sweetheart. I'm trying to finish up paying everybody what I owe them or whatever, and y'all just not giving me my information to get it to you. Only one I don't have to worry about is Tina Powers. I got her information, but I'm not trying to go to the post office 2 or 3 times because y'all want to sporadically give me the information. I know there's some you can't call me, or some reason I can't call you, but I didn't keep your number, so I'm gonna have to call you, or you're gonna have to give me your number, some kind of shape, form, or fashion, so I can give you your gift, because you won it in the Christmas giveaway. Who else is in here that I have to? But once I go to the post office, because I got Tina Power stuff ready to go to her, I'm not gonna have her waiting forever because everybody else. Come on, you guys, you got to get it together. Tina Power's got 125, I think that's what it is. I don't know, I haven't looked at it, but it's all good. So today is just a laid back Sunday, and I'm gonna see if I can bring this up, because I kind of worked on it a little bit, but I've been doing my hair, getting my hair together, so I just want to look at this. I want you guys to look at it with me. So anyway, let me see here. Let me see. It's the settings, so let me go with the share here. It says share right here. Yeah, that's it right there. And you know this. Let's see if we can get it. Okay, hold on. What I should have did was, hold on. Can you guys hear me? Let me see here. Hold on. Can you guys hear me? Let me see here. Oh, I guess you guys can hear me. Okay, that's good. That's what I'm talking about. So it is working the way I want it to work. It's just I can't see it for myself. Like it's not showing up on my screen. Alright. So let's see. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't want to answer those questions. I am going to pay for no ads. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pay for no ads sometime. Let's see. Oh, they're going to come in real soon. Let me see if I put this mic in there. Let's see what it do.
Shut that one.
I got one more coming in. Eventually.
Well, I'll make sure I get it didn't feel like I wanted to watch.
Can you guys still hear me?
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess you can.
You guys go around the construction?
Yeah.
Yeah,
back Texas. Yeah, back Texas. Oh, by the way, blacktop. Jesus Christ, take night. They're
doing all that recycling stuff. I can't get downtown Petersburg done.
No, but you can do the middle of nowhere.
Like they do going in town.
Yep.
This is special
So
treatment
we'll
that
do the process
Sean
of our
has.
system.
He's getting.
Sean? Yes, I'm Phil. This is Phil. I talked to, of course, Jack's son.
When they're booking him, you're gonna have to realize what he is saying
So we
too.
just recently
So
went
let's
to
watch
a-
this together.
How they make this stuff, of course, it's online. We shut it, right? You did shut it down.
Yeah.
Yes,
We called our IT and just said total website for
Yeah.
24 hours. And they said it wasn't a big deal. So
Jackson.
I mean, you can put-
Don't do anything.
I was thinking you can put him in on a temp hold instead of putting all the charges that you put him on a temp hold. Like we do, like we hold some,
Blue guy's system.
Yeah, well, sure, no.
New world.
Yeah, we have in the world.
I'm not, we just got a new candidate, and that's the whole problem. Is I don't know, I haven't seen a temp, I mean,
I didn't look at it online. I know it's on the website, right? I haven't seen it myself.
I mean, you gotta be somewhat savvy to be able to get there, and I mean, we have people here all the time that, their spouses, like, they'll have, other county holds and all that's on there. If they were able to look, they would see that, and they're all making
Okay, that's too much static for me. Too much static.
With being here, I mean, I would think that's.
Hopefully we're thinking it's a short deal, term. You know, he might go to the judge tomorrow.
Oh, stop. Oh, I don't hear. 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 Let me see here. Let me see here. It was going pretty good, so wow, I'm glad that didn't show up. It was going pretty good, so wow, I'm glad that didn't show up. Okay. Okay. I think we got it. Okay. So let's see if we can do it now. I don't see the video moving. I don't see the video moving. Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. I was gonna say. I hear a lot of moving, but I can't even hear what they're saying. I hear a lot of moving, But I can't even hear what they're saying.
What else you need from us? You need our file back. Yep. Yeah, we're getting our file back.
Oh, can I take a copy? You mind?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll sit. Think I know about court, probably not till tomorrow.
I'll know more for sure in the morning. If not tonight, and Mr. Peck and Sheriff will reach out to you. Or someone over here. I mean, I'm sure they got your number.
That must be Sean sitting there.
Fair going on, so you'll be out.
Yeah, that's the thing, we got there.
That must be Sean sitting there.
And they can
He looks a little different.
If somebody can get home, they'll get a hold of him.
I'm stacked up in here, so I'm isolating and all that stuff.
I told him we'll get it with 15 minutes.
No, we own a house 26, I think we're down to 3.
3?
So, they get down there, so one of them's female, so she's up front here. And how long do we have Steve, yeah, it's quiet.
There's only one at trial right now. I'll get somebody back tomorrow, but
Yeah, one of the cast county, how we need a trial, so cast county, it's in, he's up trial, I mean, so.
You don't know how people are going to work. Still in the back. Might as well. Pretty tight for me. Oh, yeah. That's just shows we're dropping off here.
I know. That's not just how
I was going to say, you should be familiar.
Huh? I'm getting to it.
Every time you lose the song, you go there, you gotta do that, you gotta say it, and every time. I think it's bullshit.
I tried to repeat their
I try to repeat it, you know, you
Sean's got to for you. Sheriff Newsom. He's new on the so I'll have to big money. He'll take care of Sean. He's going to go.
Thanks, sir. Come on. Sean, good luck, bro.
What's that sheet yours from?
Is it big?
Hopefully you got something that big.
I have to bring something home.
The sheriff's got it figured back there somewhere. Yes, probably. So, I'm just gonna pick, we don't have a whole lot, but the good thing is right now, we don't have a whole lot of people here right now, you're just gonna be back there with, I was hoping the female up here was gonna be open. If it does, we'll just get you up, but for now, I wanna again, you'll be on the whole side by yourself. It's that's not the bars, it's the steel, so a lot of privacy. If for some reason you don't, let me know, and that's kind of where I probably want to be. Just kind of, you'll be by yourself.
Yeah.
So if you want something different, let me know, and we'll see at the time what we can do with it. But don't be afraid to ask if you need something, and we'll get you through it.
Sean's got another thing. That's about the biggest we got. I don't know. I don't think that looks too little. So you already booked in the same county?
Yeah.
So you want me to pat them down, or you think they use a body scanner?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I mean, they use a body scanner, you're good.
Yeah.
The only thing we got is a plastic bag. I take everything else and put it in that, so I don't have a phone or wallet or anything. So.
Okay.
No money. I can start since all the.
In there, you want me to have one of them? Yeah, I'll leave it.
Who's there yet?
Randy. Rob should be here anytime. Rob should be here anytime.
Not a big hurry for him to get back. We'll be here. I mean,
I can't imagine that they're not going to release me on.
what do you mean? I guess we're not paperwork.
Because we got a copy that was.
They're saying my charges are first degree murder, aggravated for dying.
That's based off the ground.
So here I am.
To be honest with you, or to be anywhere. Take care of you. You know what I mean?
I'll probably have you do the booking if that's all right.
Tell me.
Not a big hurry for him to get back. We'll be here. I mean,
I can't imagine.
Doggone it. Why is this?
Over here, I mean, I can't imagine.
Doggone it. I'm just wondering why I can't hear the one part I want to hear. Doggone it. I'm just wondering why I can't hear the one part I want to hear. I'm going to try to get this.
Rob should be here anytime. Rob should be here anytime.
It would not be very far to get back. We'll be here, I mean,
I can't imagine that they're not gonna release me on.
What do you mean, Taylor?
I guess where'd that paperwork go? I mean,
There,
hopefully.
we got it, I copied it.
They're saying my charges are first degree murder, aggravated with a weapon, and official misconduct.
That's based off the grand jury.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what the state's attorney agreed, or that's what the state's attorney made the charges, so. They said this is for my own safety to put me in custody, so. So here I am.
To be honest with you, or to be anywhere. Take care of you. You know what I mean?
I'll probably have you do the booking if that's all right.
Tommy.
You know, we're pretty small, so we're pretty laid back. You know what I mean? We ain't like over there. We're gonna have Mitchell tonight. Need something to drink right now or anything?
I'll just take some water, once we get done.
Yeah, I'll get you some water right now. Hey, boss. Yeah. Can you grab me a cup of water?
Oh, yeah. Water?
Yes, please. There's a glass right up there. I can just get one cup of this. So. honest with you, or to be anywhere. Take care of you. You know what I mean?
I'll probably have you do the booking if that's all right.
Hey, what's up, sir?
You know, we're pretty small, so we're pretty laid back. You know what I mean? He ain't like over there. You ain't gonna have to tonight. Need something to drink right now or anything?
I'll just take some water once we get going.
Yeah, I'll get you some water right now. Hey, boss. Yeah. Can you grab me a cup of water out of the?
Oh, yeah. Get water?
Yes, please. There's a glass right up there. I can just give him a cup of this. Thank you. Sean, so. I'm Neil, but I didn't tell you my name. You what? Neil. So you work with Ann? Did you used to work with Ann?
Shannon.
Jonathan Zanin? Did you know him? He went to Springfield now.
Oh, yeah.
Little short ass. Him, Bomke,
Yeah,
JT Trask used to work with us.
yeah, I work with all of them.
Yeah. Good guys.
Yep.
All right, Sean, so I'll have Rob get you going on the booking, and then there's no rush, no hurry on this, and then we'll get you whenever you're ready to go ahead.
Okay.
For now, we'll just get through the booking part of it. It's still, you gotta prioritize, it's somewhat of a new system, so sometimes it doesn't cooperate as well as we'd like on the
I'll be on Friday. I'll be Friday, and I'll see you. No, I'll be here.
So you guys, I am trying. So you guys, trying to figure out why is this. So you guys, trying to figure out why. Okay, so I think I know what the problem is here. I think I know. But there's two things here. Hello. I'm what? Yeah, I'm trying. So what? So
I have a video here on my page. On the CC Friends we stopped here yesterday. Girls that had about 8 cops on this road. And this lady did the wrong license plate. The wrong license plate. Now they had helicopters after this woman. And then they find out. And see, they error. But they're but her license plate was for where she's from. But I'm gonna send you the video and you tell me what you
yeah,
think.
I'm live right now.
That's your bad. Okay, well I'm home from the hospital. Let me look at what you're
Well, I'm just trying to figure out how to maneuver on this video. That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. Yeah, I seen it last night. So I thought they did yesterday in about an hour. So I went back and see. I asked one of the people that said she on today, and then it finally said for today. So I said, okay, and it just now come through YouTube. Let me know you're on. Okay, well I'm home from the hospital. So let me see. Yeah, because you keep repeating. You keep, whatever you said, you keep repeating it like 3 times. So let me get back in the chat and see if you got it straight.
Okay. You guys, I am working on, that's what I'm doing today. I'm working on it. And I'm trying to figure out, I think I know what the deal is. I'm trying to figure out, I think I know what the deal is. I'm trying to figure out. So when my phone is on, I can hear, but the, oh Lord, it's crazy, 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 crazy. I'm trying to figure this out. Because it will not go into my phone for some unknown reason. It just will not, and I don't know why. It will not. We can look at the video, but we can look at the video, but yeah. I think I know what I need though. Let me see if this will work. Da, 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 da. I got all different kind of headphones. So this one is not working for me. Let's see if this one will work. Nope, that one's not working either. Headphones, headsets. Okay. Okay, can you guys
Yeah. The book. Okay, it's on the individual book. I'll watch, see if there's a problem. I've never seen that. I don't remember seeing that on there. Is that gonna be in there? It'd be nice if so. Well, they have told us like other counties, like, since they already have all this in their system there, it'd be nice to almost talk where you could
Okay, now is my mic working? Can you guys hear me? Okay, now is my mic working? Oh my goodness. Can you guys hear me? Okay, now is my mic working? Oh my goodness. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Now is my mic working? Oh my goodness. Then when I unplug it, it works. Then when I unplug it, it works. Let's see. For the ear, on the ear, over the ear. Let's see. Let's see, is that better? Let's see, is that better?
So he's got, and then and that's all medical. So
I can go put that.
that was all medical in that bag, right?
Yeah, and then just phone numbers. Oh, there you go.
Is that one?
Yep. So he's got, and then and that's all medical. So
I can go put that.
that was all medical in that bag, right?
Yeah, and then just phone numbers.
No phone,
It was
no
a-
wallet, no nothing.
Red bag, right?
Yeah.
Put that on there. You should. Yes, I should be.
Extra large.
Holding.
Better come out, and there's gonna be a blue board over here. Get set. This blue board right there. There's gonna be that camera right there, just looking at my phone. It's gonna click several times, I'll let you know when you can turn. Okay, go and face towards me. All right, go and face the other way, and there's gonna be a blue piece of tape right there on the wall. This
Stand hold it up or something. Oh, yeah. No, go ahead and I'll just go mess with it back there. See what we can find out.
Yep.
You can go back there and hang out there for a little bit longer.
We'll get closer and then.
here today. And there's gotta be, there's gotta be another number to follow AACA.
Oh, you can get it. Yeah, sweet. We're gonna try to get the nurse here before the tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I got court at 2:30, so it sounds like
We're gonna try to get it done before then.
yeah, it sounds like I'll probably do that tomorrow, so. Hopefully anyways.
I know, Captain, we got a new TV from the center that we're putting you into.
What is it?
New TV.
Oh.
The other one broke back there,
Yeah.
so he's trying to get it.
It's working?
Yeah. Sweet. Anybody else you wanna call?
Fuck, I don't know, man. Who's on the list?
Yeah, Isabel, that was the first one. Brian, Scott, Mom, Tyler.
Oh, AP and Drew.
Yeah.
No, I'll just wait if I can. Do I have to make all three right now? Preferably you guys want that, I'm guessing.
I wanna say yeah.
Okay.
Bring you up and.
Nah, man, I mean, I'm pretty well talked to everybody I got to talk to, so that's it for today.
Okay.
I mean, I got court tomorrow, I talked to my attorney, and I talked to my fiance, they're coming up bringing extra medical supplies, so we should.
And they'll be here by 6?
Yeah.
Okay, and I was told you can have Northern Anchorage for like 20 minutes. So I can give you like 40.
What's that?
I can give you like 40 minutes.
For visitation? Okay.
No, you have some time. I think the only thing left I have to do is just change you out and
Sounds good.
Do you want these with you?
Is there a phone back there?
There is one on the wall. I think there's a way for you to do, like collect calls, like where that person, like your client will pay.
Yeah. Yeah, let's take it back there just in case, but, I mean.
And you can keep this too, so I'll just set this right here.
Sweet.
Get this paperwork.
Is there like a sink or something back there and get water too?
Yeah, there's a sink and a shower, hot
Okay.
water.
Okay.
There's gonna be 4 beds in there.
Yeah.
You're gonna be the only one in there,
Okay.
so you can take out however many mattresses you want. I mean, those aren't really the
Yeah.
greatest. So
Do we get pillows?
unfortunately, no. That's why I tell people they can take those and then they
Roll 'em up.
roll it up.
Do we at least get blankets?
Yeah, I'm gonna get you a blanket, 2 sheets. You have 2 towels, wash rag.
Okay.
soap, shampoo, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush.
Awesome.
And people we get food from, they just call, and I told them no vegetable.
Yeah, no vegetables, no corn, and then probably not fruit. That's, could I
We
go
try,
back?
we try not to do fruit.
Okay.
We've had people back there make cooch.
So hopefully I won't be here long enough for that shit.
We're actually pretty low on population.
That's what they said, I'm make number 4.
Yeah. I started last October, and this is the lowest we've had.
Yeah. Well, this whole new safety act bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That's why hopefully I'll be out tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you keep your socks and your boxers.
Okay. You want me to take this off now, or?
Look at this real quick. We just got a female on the other side.
I got you. You good.
Oh, fuck, dude. You got your shoes, shorts, and a shirt. Needs a hat. Let's see if there's anything else with the captain I have to do on it. I'll get you back there. Man, those lights are heating up.
Yeah.
Does the captain know that you have court tomorrow?
I would assume, I don't know. Yeah, I just got told I got court at 2:30 for my bond hearing.
Okay.
So that's all I just got told by my attorney.
I'm gonna go set this on the nurses, see if there's anything else I can do, and I'll be right back. I gotta grab a bag for you too. Think everything's done.
We're getting TV. Stuff's ready to shake back there.
The one back there now, still have a remote. So you can have a seat on the bench over there for me. See if I got any extra bags in here.
Of course I don't.
Oh, here we go. Let's take this one. So I'll get you a hiking kit. All that stuff. Blanket towels.
Yeah.
If there's something missing in here, just let me know. I'll bring it back for you. I'll get toilet paper and 2 cups and everything like that. We have new people, so I don't know if they, I don't know if they make the bag right or not. All right, when we go back, we're gonna go all the way down the hallway. You're gonna turn to the left.
Okay, so, whew, it was no audio. Well, it was audio for a little bit. I was actually.
People ask me all the time, Chris, if you could only take one supplement for the rest of your life, which one would it be?
Yeah. Justice for who? Justice for Jane. That's a weird, vague cage. Weird cage. Okay. Well, we were just coming on trying to get how we're gonna do the stream and look at a little bit of Mr. Sean Grayson. He getting booked. What all? I don't know if you guys know. Tina said that video. Yeah, I know. I know because the guy said the officer that was booking him, he was Sean was saying, "Oh, I see my attorney in the morning, 6 something," and he was like, "Yeah, I'm planning on getting out," and the guy was like, "Yeah, I pray that you get out." He said something like, "Yeah, I hope you get out too." Like, okay, I mean, if someone murdered somebody, and I'm just saying, if somebody murdered somebody, I don't think the cops will be sitting there saying, "Well, I hope you get out." Okay, my whole looking at this video over and over, and I looked at it multiple times, you guys. I really did. I looked at it multiple times, and I just couldn't make myself understand how nonchalant they were, letting him just walk around, how just hanging out. I mean, no handcuffs on him. Like, what if he would have went berserk or crazy in there? Just lost it. Because I'm going to tell you something. I can lose it in a New York minute. I can't. Now, take it in consideration. If he said, "Oh, I was afraid for my life," or whatever. Well, that tells me that you can lose control really quick and you made a very bad decision and it took somebody's life. I'm gonna say this, you guys. I don't know if you guys know this, but right now, it was in Ferguson. If you guys follow a lot of cases that happens, there was a young kid named Michael Brown, right? And Michael Brown allegedly went into this store. I guess he was trying to take something, steal something, or whatever. Left the store. Some cops shot him. This is back in 2014 or something. Anywho's, the cop got off. Said it was self-defense. He thought he was going for a gun or he had a gun or whatever. Anyway, the shop caught him. This is at the same time there was a Trayvon case somewhere up in, I think it was Florida, California, somewhere around there. I don't know. I think it was Florida area. I could be wrong. Somebody have to correct me. I don't really try to remember every detail. I just remember a Trayvon situation where this kid named Trayvon. Matter of fact, let me look it up real quick because I really don't want to be wrong. I want to know. I want to remember because it's that important to me. And that's what takes me a long time. Trayvon was in Florida. Thank you. Thank you. What did this girl text me an image? Okay, so yeah, Trayvon Martin, he was back in the Florida area, and oh my goodness, I'm getting so many updates right now. It's unbelievable. Let me write this down because this is on the Young Thug case. And I am following that case right there. The Young Thug case. So and I'm glad that she's considering it. But let me see. It was Trayvon Martin. So what I was saying about Trayvon Martin was Trayvon, he was this kid that went to the store to get some Skittles or whatever. And what happened was he ran into this Zimmerman guy that was supposed to be the neighborhood. I'm going to watch for whatever and the police or whatever. I want to be a police or whatever. So he ended up following the kid, saying that the kid did something or whatever, run up on the kid, got out of his car, ran up on the kid. The kid was running from him. And he running up on the kid and say, oh, he was scared. Well, why? You're doing too much. But anyway, that young man got off and it started a trend of just officers, wannabe police officers, very new police officers shooting people and then asking questions later. And a lot of people ended up dying. After that incident, you got George Floyd, then you've got Brianna, and a couple others, you guys. But at the end of the day, it just seems to me it's not, how can I say this without being rude? It just seems to me people, I will say people because the majority of them is Caucasian, but some of them is black too because some of our fears would be black people too. So I'm not going to say only. I just can't do that. But they make a situation horrible, terrible for somebody. Yeah, he died. Trayvon died February 26, 2012. Then it was the Michael Brown situation in 2014. But the thing about it is, the kid was 17. I can't remember how old Michael Brown was, but it just seems to me a lot of people, if you really start looking at things, people start getting you got George Zimmerman, he took out Trayvon Martin, and then you got George Floyd, you got Emmett Till, you got Rodney King, you got Alicia Gazar, and you got it's just a whole bunch of stuff going on. A whole bunch. And when Trayvon Martin, the guy that killed him, George Zimmerman, when he got away with killing this kid and was like, stand your ground, when they took it to a whole different level. Sometimes, I'm just telling you guys, sometimes when this is how we get laws and we go by things. When I'm looking at the Young Thug case, they always go and get a footnote from another case that was similar to this and go, well, they did this, so since that wasn't given or ruled on, or this was the ruling on it, then this is how we should do that because this is how that ended. That's why things never change. I'm just being honest with you. And so they try to similar the act. And once they try to similar the act, then that's how they base their findings or the results of their findings. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying, but I'm just talking about how I'm looking at how these cases and why people like this is keep happening over and over and over, and these people keep getting away and things. Well, you can't really you can base some of your decisions on what took place before, but if you keep basing your decision on what took place before and what took place before was not correct, then guess what? These people are going to continue to kill people and then ask questions later or feel like they're obligated or privileged. And I'm just being honest with you, the same attorneys are going to represent the same people, and once them people get their money, I know they really want their loved one back. Trust me, I know. I'm just being honest. They go away. They go away. They don't really make a change, you guys. You guys not understanding. So, if, just say for instance, and we're just talking, if I baked a cake and I baked the cake wrong, even though it was eatable, but I baked the cake wrong, I can't go back and say, I'm going to put the same thing in the next cake, and that's what we're going to do. You can't do that. That's called, people talk about people that's insane, insanity. People, you just can't keep doing the same thing saying it's okay. Well, let's based on that. Okay, let's go back and look at that trial and see what they did. Oh, he got away because woo, 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 woo. He got away because of stand your ground. Stand your ground really did not have nothing to do with Trayvon Martin. I'm just being honest with you. So they found a way to get out. So then when Michael Brown did, was in Ferguson. And there's a reason why I'm talking about Ferguson, you guys. I don't know if you guys know this, but Ferguson was erupted just the other night in chaotic protesting. An officer did get hurt. I'm just being honest with you. An officer got hurt. And I feel sad for that. I feel deeply sad. But what I feel sad the most about is when I see innocent individuals like Sonya Massey get hurt. I don't see the same compassion coming from these police officers that when one of them get hurt, they're mad. They're like, and I'm serious, they're mad. This one police officer, I wish I could find that video. Matter of fact, I'm going to look for it. That officer was like, and it was a black officer. So it's, it does I'm going to tell you right now what people think. And you guys, correct me if I'm wrong. But just because we are the same color doesn't mean we're for the same reason. We're just not, We're all different. We all think differently. Color has a little to do with it, but we are the first to step back and we denounce. We denounce our brothers. We denounce our sisters. We do. We don't, but you know what? Other races, they protect, they support, they do. And there's nothing we can do about it because I'm going to tell you why I believe that's the way it is. Television, slavery, slavery mentality that our mothers and our fathers and our step parents and stuff have put into our minds, the jobs that we carry, things of that nature. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, how can you get out of that mind setting? We teach our kids, okay, you're driving down the street, police pull you over. What do? We want to school them. We want to let them know what is it that you can do or you did or you can do or whatever. And then they sit back and go, put your hands on the wheels. Don't be moving. Don't run. Don't talk back. Give them your ID. Just take the ticket and call it a good day. And it's so, the sad thing about the whole situation, anytime you have an encounter with a police officer, being black, you're fearful. Because if you're not suave enough to just get the ticket and go about your business and deal with it on another day, they're going to arrest you. And once they arrest you and put you in the back of the car, or whether they do something wrong, you want to correct them because they pushing on you, they're making you do something or whatever. It's almost like we're still in a slavery environment. We are, we're scared of them, and they can be wrong all they want, but the minute that they take you into handcuff, then they have full control. They can say whatever they want. Now you're in a bad position because who's going to believe you? Nobody's going to believe you. And I know that to be true because I fought a ticket before. Now, what happened was I was not speeding. I had my kids in the car on a really bumpy road, and I was riding in a really nice Cadillac, a really nice one, you guys. And I was going eastbound, and I live west. So if I live west and I'm going east and it's early in the morning, the sun rises. So ain't nobody finna drive fast and the sun is in their eyes, right? And then you're on a bumpy road with railroad tracks. And not only that, you're in a residential area and you have your kids in the car. So they seen this really nice car and they decided to stop me, thinking, oh, here come this Cadillac. But then people say, well, why was you driving the Cadillac? You feel like you can drive whatever you want to drive. That's what I drove. That's what I bought. That's what I can afford. And, I didn't want a junky car. So, I got a really nice, decent looking car. But they profile. That's just simply what it was. It was a profile. He stopped me thinking that I was going to be somebody going for drugs or, whatever. Or, dropping off some drugs or whatever. But when he stopped me, he wanted to see who was in the car. It wasn't no man in the car. It was just me, a woman and her 2 kids. And he kind of thought, well, this is just a decoy or something, so let me investigate a little bit longer. So I asked him, I said, what did you stop me for? And he was like, I stopped you because you were speeding. And so I'm kind of like, no, but I know not to talk back or whatever because we're on a side street, we're still in the neighborhood, but we're on a side street. Nobody else hears what I'm saying or anything. So he goes back, pulls, the tag and sees there's nothing involved with that vehicle about anything or anything of that nature. So he gives me a ticket for speeding. So I know I wasn't speeding, and accepting a ticket doesn't tell you that you're speeding. That just tells you that you acknowledge that this officer stopped you and he gave you a ticket. So I was making back then, I was probably making like maybe $200 a day when I worked, I was working at a really nice place. Back then, that was a lot of money. I'm talking about 1999, somewhere around there, okay? Because then my daughter would be about 9 and my son would be about 7. And it could be 1997, because she was probably about 7 and he was probably about 5 years old. And they both had their seatbelts on. We all had our seatbelts on, and the seatbelt law wasn't really that famous back then anyway. So, if we did, if we didn't, I don't recall, but I've always make sure my kids wore their seatbelt because you never know who's driving or whatever. But anyway, so I'm like, I was telling my family, I'm like, yeah, I said, he gave me a ticket. I know I wasn't speeding because why would I? Speeding for what? My kids are in the car. There's no place I need to be. It doesn't matter. That early in the morning, speeding for what? No, it doesn't even make sense. I wasn't going to work because I worked in the evening. So speeding for what? When I go to work, I hit the highway. I don't travel in town or anything. But you can't go into court telling the judge all of this and all of that. So I went and I took pictures of what the speed limit was, when was the last time it was posted that the speed was, and all this other stuff. Showed them my car, showed them the road, how it had holes in the road or whatever. I think I was taking the back road because I just didn't want to. I knew that a train usually come by, and I was trying to beat the train, and not be on way down the road where the train stops and back up and all this other stuff. I like to go where there's more industrial area where the train just continues to go. There's no reason to speed. I'm just being honest with you. If I'm not going to work, which I always leave an hour early before, like if I have to be at work at 6 o'clock, I'm leaving at 5. I'm leaving my house at 5 o'clock. Even though it may take me 30 minutes to get there, I'm leaving at 5 o'clock. I do that right now. Like tonight, I'm going to work. I have to be there at 6. I leave my house at 5. If I leave 10 minutes after 5, I'm getting a little anxious or whatever. But guess what? I know when I get to work and I'm sitting in the parking lot, I've got 20, 30 minutes. So there's no need to rush to anything. Like, I make time for that. I take my shower between like 4 o'clock and then I start getting dressed. And, if I got other places to stop at, stop at the filling station, stop at the store or something, give me a little snack or whatever. There's no need for me to rush. I don't rush to anything because people rush, you make mistakes. So, and that's been my philosophy my whole life. So I know this officer was lying. So what I did was I took pictures of the speed limit, where they was posted, and they were only posted one place, and it was nowhere near. Which you should know that in the residential area is it's usually 30 miles per hour. It's nothing more than that. Okay. So I took pictures of the road. The road had all kind of potholes in it. Then I took a picture of an upcoming railroad track, which was fine too, So nobody's trying to go over a railroad track going 50 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what this dude was even tripping on. I think he said I was doing like 40, 45 in a 30. Man, please come on with that. But nevertheless, I did all that, and I was like, and I told the judge, I showed up. I was there on time because I hate to be late. I showed up on time. I took off work. I was working, making $200 a day. I took off work. The ticket was like $125. Okay, the ticket's like $125. Court costs is like $90. So you're looking at 200 and some change, 10, 15 bucks, 20 bucks, whatever. So I went to court. I'm in front of the judge, and they was like, how do you plead? I said, not guilty. They was like, oh. They was surprised. They was like, it's a speeding ticket, ma'am. You just have to pay a fee. And I said, but I wasn't speeding. They was like, okay, so we need to call the officer in. I said, okay. They was like, well, okay, so what you need to do is go to the back. We'll have court right after lunch. We got to give him time to get down here. So they called the police officer. He's out still doing what he do. It was a white guy. And he shows up at the courthouse. Finally, after lunch, they call my name. I go up there to the front, and the judge asks, "What's okay? So you saying that you wasn't speeding?" And I said, "No, I wasn't speeding at all." And I told the judge what I told you guys. I have a nice, luxurious vehicle. I'm not trying to tear it up. I have my kids in the car with me. I'm traveling eastbound, which the sun rises in the east. And so I'm in a residential area. There's nothing posted no time soon, but I do know that it's 30 miles an hour. I have my kids in a car. I'm traveling down this road with all of these potholes. And then there's an upcoming railroad track. And I know I'm not speeding at all. And so I said, the officer said he clocked me doing 45, 50 or whatever. And I think it's like $25 for every mile, or every 5 miles you go over the speed limit or something. That's why it was like $90. And I was like, no, I don't want to pay that. So the judge asked the guy, the officer, and the officer said, I clocked her doing 45. That's it. And then I said, where's the machine in the date that says that my car with this tag was doing 45? He turns around, the officer turns around and say, I left it at the shop so it can get recalibrated. What do you mean? They told you what court case and a traffic ticket that you have given, and so you need to should not need to show proof that I'm not guilty. You need to show proof I'm guilty. You said I was speeding, so where's the proof? They're gonna say, could your speed thermometer be wrong? I said, no. Could his machine that he said he clocked me be wrong? Or could we take a look at it and see at that day, that particular time, do he show my car or my tag or whatever car doing 45 in a 30? That's what I want to see, because I wasn't. You know what the judge said? The judge said, this is what the judge said. I said, Judge, would I take off work making $200 a day to come and fight a case that is pretty much what I'm making today? I shouldn't be paying something just because he wants to say that I was speeding. Not only that, you guys do know if you're speeding, your insurance go up, right? Okay. And you'll be paying that for 4 years to 3 years higher insurance rate because your insurance go up. Okay. So the judge turns around and tells me, well, did you get your car speed thermometer thing odometer? Could it be like wrong? No. I just said. He said, well, you didn't get yours checked to see if it's wrong, and he doesn't have his, so I'm going to have to go with the police officer because he's a police officer. Did that make any sense? You went with what the police officer said, even though he didn't bring his equipment to show that it did not occur, it did not happen, because he's a police officer. He said, well, he has no reason to lie. I have no reason to lie either, because right now I'm losing money. I should have been at work. I could just took this and been at work. But I'm coming down here losing $200, and then you're going to tell me I'm still going to have to pay because I know that I was not speeding? Come on. Where they do that at? Evidently they do it here. Because people normally just go, oh, let me just go pay this money. And so when I challenged the guy and I had the evidence that I was not speeding, there's no way I could speed in a car of that caliber on that road that early in the morning with my children in the car in an upcoming railroad track. That's like tearing up some stuff. Ain't nobody tearing up stuff over here. But you're going to tell me, you're going to take what the officer say because why? Because he's an officer. That showed me right there that you can't really win. Okay? That's what that showed me. I had a winning hand. That's like me having 4 kings and an ace in a poker game, or 4 aces and a king in a poker game. You're telling me I can't win? How can I not win? I have a winning hand. I'm telling you, there's no way I can drive this kind of a car on that road, going over the speed limit, early in the morning, going eastbound when the sun is coming up. The sun is going to be radiating in your eyes, with my children in the car and getting ready to go over a railroad track. And I showed you pictures of all of this, and you're going to tell me you're going by what the officer says. And I asked him to bring his little speed gun to show. That's all he had to do. Show me on your speed gun I was going that fast. That's all. We can even continue this on another day, because it's going to be recorded on that particular day, at that particular time that you gave me the ticket. It's going to show 45. It's going to have to on my license before you gave me the ticket. You know. Tip Low Key says, please can you help me with my daughter's school clothes and supplies? If so, CA. $ Tip Low Key. If not, it's okay. God bless you and stay safe. They give school supplies out to anybody that wants school supplies. So, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, people just be like, whoa. So, anywho's, they be having cash out, but then they be like, well, you know what? I'm going to say this, and this is no disrespect, but I'm going to say this. And this is what I just think about people. Like, you know, if you got time to be on a YouTube channel and you've got a cash app, wow. Like, when I'm doing bad, and I'm just being honest, when I'm doing bad, when I've ever did bad, I wasn't on YouTube. When I was doing bad and I didn't have this or had that, I was on my hustle. So, I mean, take that with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out there getting it, you know? Like, I'm at the churches. I'm you know, at the United Way trying to get clothes. You know, clothes is free. Wherever you go and say you need clothes is free. But, you know, I just tell people the way I feel about things, and sometimes people get mad or say, oh, that was just so wrong of you. No, it's not. You know, it's like, we live in the United States. Don't come with no game because I have a soft heart for kids or whatever. Why would I work hard, you know, 2-3 jobs, and then hand it to somebody that's having kids after kids after kids that won't work, that don't want to go to work? Anybody can get a job. Anybody can get a job. You can get a job at McDonald's. You can pass flyers or whatever, you know. School is coming up. It's usually school coming up. Christmas is here. I wouldn't give my kids a gift. You know, the better gift you can give your kids is spend some time with them, whether you got money or not. That kid rather play with the box than to play with the gift. You know, but people, they come and they just come in people's channel or chat, and then they be like, here's my cash app, and somebody sit there and go, you know what, I'll give them $2 or $3. Everybody give them $2 or $3 if you want to, but I guarantee you it's just game. You know what I'm saying? It's just game. Because at the end of the day, if you're so into what your child need, you get out there and get it. Every mother knows that. You won't be sitting there on YouTube going, hey, here's my cash app. This I need. You know what I'm saying? You won't be doing that. There's 12 people in here. You tell me, out of all 12 people, if you needed something for your child, whether it's clothes or school supplies, you're not going to sit there and say, hey, look here. You're just not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be like, you're going to go to your kin folks. First, you're going to go to your family member or whatever. You know what I mean? Everybody got family, somebody. It's what you spend your time with. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to go to my mom and say, Mom, you know, but my kids, you know, we're like this. We have so much, we're prideful. We're not pride. Like, God don't like pride. Like, we buck up, like we good. No, I'm saying we have so much pride that, you know, you can give us a pair of socks, a pair of drawers or something. If you give us that, the church, or you can go to any Goodwill, especially a Salvation Army, and then there's free stores all over the place that, you know, before I come and ask you and say, hey, this, I have delinquent all of my other options, because I don't think I should come to you and ask you. You got a family too. And yes, we all want nice clothes and all this other stuff. But to come and ask another woman to give me her stuff for my stuff, for my kids. It's crazy. That's crazy. Now, take in consideration if you was on the corner and I see you and your kids, I'm going to give you something. Because you out there and you're trying to get it. I don't care if you go up the store and buy this and buy that. But you on YouTube, on your phone, on a computer, that right there can get you school clothes. That right there can get you, and then you got a cash app. That right there can get you supplies. And they're giving away supplies every year. Every state does it. Look, they bounced in and they bounced out. They was like, oh my goodness. They bounce in and they bounce out. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about, for real. I'm just saying. LaKendra said, I'm working, but listening. See what I'm saying? She working. She be like, oh, let me just go ahead and give you like $20. And then, that's their hustle. That's their hustle. Yeah, that's their hustle. I'm just being honest. Some people be like, well, you can, like I say, you can give what you want. But what I was gonna tell you guys, in Ferguson, and that's like in St. Louis area, they were protesting, and a police officer got police officer got hurt in Ferguson. He suffers, this is what it says, he suffers critical brain injury. Now, yeah. And so this is what it says. A Ferguson, Missouri police officer was critically injured outside the city, the police station, during a protest on the 10th anniversary. It's the 10th anniversary, you guys, of the fatal shooting of Michael Brown. The Ferguson police chief, Troy, he's the new police chief. So all those police officers that was back in Ferguson, when all that rioting and that protesting about what happened, remember what I said. The police officer that shot Michael Brown, all of those police officers do not work for the police. It's only but like 4 of them that works there. But this new police officer is he's black, but he's sitting there like I'm not gonna let y'all do this to these police officers. He didn't do nothing. And I'm never gonna talk to his family again about, it's just really horrible because they knocked down the fence. Then they took part of the fence with him. So he ran up on one of the guys that had a part of the fence. I believe it's a guy, not a woman. And anyway, so I guess the guy pushed him with the fence and he fell back and hit his head. So they're like, you know what? They arrested the guy, arrested other people, and all of that other stuff. So I'm going to read a little bit of it to you guys because I want to know more of it. I heard what the police officer said. But yeah, they arrested a guy and they're carrying him out because he was taking part of the fence. And they're like, this is property damage and all this other stuff. So Ferguson, Missouri police officer was critically injured outside the city police station during the protest on the 10th anniversary of the fatal shooting of Michael Brown, police said on Saturday. The Ferguson police chief, Troy, said Officer Travis Brown suffered a severe brain injury on Friday after being knocked to the ground. He is in an area hospital right now fighting for his life. 2 other officers also was hurt. One sustained an ankle injury and another an abrasion. Both was treated at the scene. The team of officers went out to make an arrest on Friday for destruction of property at the police station where protesters gathered to remember Michael Brown, the unarmed black 18-year-old who was killed by Darren Wilson, a white police officer in 2014. A pivoting moment in the national Black Lives Matter movement. On Saturday, one of the suspects was charged with assault of a special victim. On Saturday, one of the suspects was charged with assault of a special victim. Resisting arrest and property damage, he was ordered to be held on a $500,000 cash-only bond. So, one of the suspects was charged with assault of a special victim. Dole said that for the majority of the night, the protesters was peaceful. He said police allowed them to block the street outside the station, posting a squad car on each end so that they would not be hit by vehicles. The police also did not intervene when the protesters began shaking the fence outside the station, but he said that when they broke a section of the fencing, he sent out the arrest team. The suspect who charged at Travis Brown, he said Travis Brown, Michael Brown. Travis Brown, the suspect who charged at Travis Brown, knocked him. Oh, Travis is the police officer. I'm sorry. So, but he said that when they broke a section of the fence, he sent out the arresting team. The suspect who charged at Travis Brown knocked him backward with his shoulder, and the officer hit his head as he tumbled to the ground. Court records said the suspect then kept running and kicking two officers who tried to arrest him, leaving them with scratches and bruises. Doyle said Travis Brown, who is black, started with the department in January and previously worked for the St. Louis County Police. He is part of a wave of black officers hired into the department since 2014. Back then, there were just 3 black officers in the department, but black officers now make up more than half of the police force. He wanted to be part of the change, Doyle said. He wanted to make an impact in our community. He's the type of officer that we want in our community. And what happens? He gets assaulted. This is what this man said. I told you he was very compassionate when he talked about it. He said, I had to look his mother in the eye and tell her what happened to her son. I'm never going to do that again. I promise you guys that. So St. Louis County Prosecutor Wesley Bell, who visited the hospital to meet with the officer family, said others also would be charged. I also talked about, the toughest part of this job is when we have a family that lost a loved one that we can't bring justice to. And I've got to tweak that. The toughest thing I've had to do is talk and console with the mother who doesn't know if her child is doing to make it. That's what it says. If her child is supposed to be going to make it. And for what? It was not clear who organized Friday's protest. One activist who attended an event earlier in the day at a memorial to Michael Brown and another who organized previous protests did not immediately respond to calls and text messages from the Associated Press seeking comment. But Michael Brown's death turned Ferguson into the focal point of a national reckoning with the historical tense relationship between U.S. law enforcement and black people. In 2015, an investigation by the U.S. Justice Department also found no grounds to prosecute Wilson, but the report gave a sketching indictment of the police department, raising significant concerns about how officers treat black residents and about a court system that created a cycle of debt for many residents. I hope you appreciate this article before you move on. I wanted to ask if you would consider supporting the journalist during one of the most consensual news cycles of our lifetime. We have never been more passionate about exposing the multiple threats to our democracy. Oh, they start talking about other stuff. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, yeah, this was like Michael Brown. Wow, Michael Brown shooting officer will not be charged. A dramatic decision that could reopen old wounds. It did open up. Oh, that's why they were out there protesting, because they hadn't forgot. Like, that was 10 years ago. It says, my heart breaks for Michael's parents, Bell said during a news conference. I know this is not the result they wanted, looking for, and that their pain will continue. Bell continued, the question is, this office was a simple one. Could we prove beyond a reasonable doubt that when Darren Wilson shot Michael Brown, he committed murder or manslaughter under Missouri's law? After an independent and in-depth review of the evidence, we cannot prove that he did. Okay. But he said, our investigation does not exonerate Darren Wilson. Wilson's attorney, Neil, didn't immediately return phone and emails from the Associated Press. The August 2014 police shooting touched off months of unrest in Ferguson and made that St. Louis suburbs synonymous with a national debate over police treatment of minorities. The Ferguson unrest helped solidify the national Black Lives Matter movement that began after Trayvon Martin, a black 17-year-old, was shot to death in Florida in 2012. The issue has taken on new life since George Floyd's death in Minnesota in May, after a white police officer pressed his knee into the handcuffed black man's neck for nearly 8 minutes. Ferguson is among cities among the world that has seen protests since Floyd's death. This is a time for us to reflect on Michael's life, to support Michael's family, and to honor a transformation movement that will forever be linked to his name, Bell said. Bell, who took office in January 2019 as a progressive, reform-minded prosecutor, promised to eliminate cash bail for nonviolent offenders and to increase the use of programs that allow defendants to avoid jail time, face no restrictions, and re-examine Brown's death for potential murder charges. Wilson was never charged. See, now that's what they said. This is what this just said. Oh my goodness. Bail, and I think this is the same guy that is now the prosecutor that's down there in St. Louis. Remember, you guys, this is one of my hometowns. Like, I've never lived in Ferguson because it's too slave mentality thing. I mean, hey, I have to live where my family lived when I was young, but I know because I go down there a lot, and when I go down there, it's just not for me. I just can't do it. You know what I mean? I'm a little bit more liberated, but their mind setting is still way back there. You know, they were stuck. It's like the whole town is like 98% black, but nobody owned anything. Nobody worked there. You know, it's like, I mean, no black police officers, no blacks in the county courthouse, nobody on the black to vote for. It was just crazy. We was like, what are you guys doing? Like, you're 98% black down there, but nobody's, your mayor's white, your attorney's white, your judges, your governor's white, everybody in the courthouse is white, all your officers is white, everybody that has a mom and pop shop is white. I mean, where y'all? What are y'all doing? Like, nobody gonna start working for themselves, have a store for themselves. So of course, when they were wanting to tear up some stuff, they were gonna tear up their stuff because the black folks didn't have nothing. They all had tickets, arrest tickets for little stuff, Anyway, this this prosecutor says that in January 2019, so this is 5 years ago, he says, as a progressive reform-minded prosecutor, promising to eliminate cash bail for nonviolent offenders. Nonviolent means nonviolent means like like if you went and stole something, or you drove a car, or you had a ticket, or property damage. Those are nonviolent things. Then it says, and to increase the use of programs that allow defendants to avoid jail time, face no restrictions, and re-examine Brown's death for potential murder charges. Wilson was never charged and tried. He was never even charged. So double jeopardy was not an issue. He was never charged. There is no statute of limitations on filing murder charges. They said that back then, but they never did, because guess what? People forgot. People went on, and so he's just out doing what he want to do. He's just living his life. He quit being a police officer. He's probably a police officer somewhere else. But the shooting happened after Wilson told Brown and a friend to get out of the street. All because he told them to get out the street. As they walked down the middle of Canfield Drive on a Sunday afternoon, a scuffle between Wilson and Brown ensued, ending with the fatal shot. Wilson said Brown came at him menacingly, forcing him to fire his gun in self-defense. Brown's body remained in the street for 4 hours, angering his family and nearby residents. Some people initially said Brown had his hands up and surrendered when Wilson fired, although a grand jury in the U.S. Department of Justice did not find those accounts credible. Bail's preceding the longtime prosecutor Bob Drew considerably criticized for taking the case to grand jury rather than charging Wilson himself. Critics also accused McCullen of swaying the grand jury to its decision not to indict Wilson, an accusation he empathized denied. Wilson resigned days after McCullen's November 2014 announcement that the grand jury would not indict the officer. Oh, golly. Sometimes it's just doing the right thing. Like, if they would just do the right thing and just charge him, and then be like, okay, we don't need a grand jury. We can charge because you did shoot somebody, and let's just look at the evidence, and let's just look at the whole situation. They didn't do that. They just was like, we're not going to charge him. If there's going to have to be charges, we're going to have to get 12 people to come together and say, well, of course, you didn't bring 12 of the people of that area. I mean, yeah, of the area you did. But I guarantee you it was like 12 white people of that area. It wasn't black. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they didn't get the indictment. You know what I mean? So this is why I'm saying, like, that's why they didn't get the indictment. So, yes. So let me see something. So McCullen, a skirmish law and order prosecutor in the 2018 Democratic primary, and ran opposing that November. Within days of taking office, Bell took steps to remove 3 veteran assistant prosecutors, including Kathy Alliday, who played a role in presenting evidence to the grand jury in the Ferguson case. In his campaign to unseat McCullen, Bell forced on larger criminal justice issues, not on McCullen's handling of the Wilson case. So Bell, who, like McCullen, is the son of a police officer, said in an interview after the election that he would appoint independent special prosecutors for allegations of wrongdoings by officers. He said he would support officers 200% as long as they acted appropriately. But he said officers who violated the law must be held accountable. Brown's mother, Leslie, asked the Republican governor, Mike Parson, to reopen the investigation in 2018, saying Bell's win was a clear mandate from the people of St. Louis to reform the criminal justice system, which first began with securing justice for my son. But Parsons' office said it had no legal authority to appoint a special prosecutor. You see what I'm saying? So they put a black person in that spot, right? So you have to sometimes go back and look at what happened. What changed? Nothing didn't change. Let me see. This is the new update. Oh, you know what? This officer is so cute. His name is Travis Brown. He's black, dark skin, Travis Brown, okay. It's sad that he was hurt. Dang. Yeah. Travis Brown fell backwards, striking his head and causing several severe brain injury. I for some reason, and don't get me wrong, you guys, but somebody pushed you back and you hit your head. I don't think they were really trying to hurt this officer. I just don't. But I don't really believe that this officer is probably hurt either. I just don't. For me, I'm just telling you, a lot of it has to do with, just like Trump, getting a lot of, he's hurt, a lot of sympathy, and then people just go on with things, it's just, yeah. Anyway, Brown was a former officer of St. Louis. He joined in January. They said former St. Louis County Police Chief Tim TJ has a contagious smile and an aura that makes him incredibly special. Yeah, he did. They call him TJ. His name is Travis Brown. I'm hoping and praying that he comes out of this and can get back to work, because we need people like him in our community. TJ's family was staying with him around the clock. Friday night marked 10 years. Okay, people who witnessed the group said they were peaceful until a small number of people caused a disturbance, damaging the fence. This went on all day long with no issues. Police were there to help, blocking the streets. Police documented said Elijah, that's his name, East St. Louis, was the person who ran into Travis Brown. He's 28 and was being held without bond with a $500,000 bond because he pushed somebody and they're not even dead. What the heck? That's crazy. $500,000 because you push somebody, and because they're a police officer. I get that. I mean, we do need police. We do. Or it would just be chaotic, you guys. So I'm all for police, but there's too many bad ones. And how do you get rid of the bad ones? You got to almost wait till they do something. I'm just being honest. You guys is in the building or something. Somebody say something, because Tina Powers is the last person to say something. She's saying hi to LaKendra. He was basically saying, what else do you want us to do? Look at what we've done in 10 years. We've completely turned over this police department, he said. But it's just the way that he was saying it. He was like, I'm never gonna let somebody. But you know what? How many people's family members, like, y'all wasn't that compassionate when Breonna got killed? Okay, let's listen to some, because this says a little bit of it right here. Let's see.
An event from last night. We had protesters across the street at the Andy Worm parking lot. I have my PO provide you with times and all that stuff after this press conference. But we had protesters lined up across the street here at Andy Worm parking lot. For the majority of the night, they were all peaceful. In fact, they began blocking our streets out here on South Florissant Road. We allowed the protesters to block our streets out here. Not only did we allow the protesters to block our streets, we even provided a car on the north end and on the south end, so the protesters couldn't get hit by vehicles. Sometime throughout the night, the protesters were violently shaking our fence at this police station. Again, we did not even react. We stayed here, let them shake the fence. That happened several times throughout the night, up until the point that they broke the bottom portions of our fence. They destroyed property on our police department's parking lot.
Okay.
It was at that time I sent out an arrest team to make an arrest for destruction of property. My team got out there and was assaulted by a number of the protesters that were out there on the scene. As a result, one of my police officers suffered a severe brain injury. He is at an area hospital right now, fighting for his life. And I'm gonna break away a little bit from
his voice is trembling now. He's mad.
This police department, this Ferguson Police Department, since 2014, has been a punching bag for this community. The police department back in 2014, we don't even have them officers here anymore. So what are you protesting? These officers not even here no more. Everything that the activist community has advocated for, as far as body-worn cameras, implicit bias training.
And so,
I'm gonna say this, you guys. I'm gonna tell you why they are still mad, because there was no results. You know, it's almost like when you get cheated on. Like if you had a boyfriend and he cheated on you and he had a baby, okay? He cheated on you and he had a I was putting this little piece in my hair real quick and I wanted to speak on this, so let me get this one part in here. But like, oh, I got it. So if your boyfriend cheated on you and you're like, okay, the pain still hurts. So I don't know why this black man is acting like Michael Brown is gone and all the officers that was there is gone. That doesn't mean you picked better officers. Now I think he's feeling the way he's feeling because he told them to go and arrest some people and one of his officers got hurt. Now we can't be hurting people. I'm totally against that. But it doesn't sound like this person was like, oh, I want you to bang your head on the floor, or I put out a gun, or like, no, it was a push thing. You guys follow me? It was a push thing. It wasn't like he tried to do it. I just don't believe that. So, let's see.
Call this press conference night, up until the point that they broke the bottom portions of our fence. They destroyed property on our police department's parking lot. It was at that time I sent out an arrest team to make an arrest for destruction of property. My team got out there and was assaulted by a number of the protesters that were out there on the scene. As a result, one of my police officers suffered a severe brain injury. He is at an area hospital right now, fighting for his life. And I'm gonna break away a little bit from what I was planning to talk about. This police department, this Ferguson Police Department, since 2014, has been a punching bag for this community. The police department back in 2014, we don't even have them officers here anymore. So what are you protesting? These officers not even here no more. Everything that the activist community has advocated for, as far as body-worn cameras, implicit bias training, crisis intervention training, all this stuff, we have done all of this. What are we protesting? What is it? We even changed the uniforms at this police department because people said that the old uniforms trigger people. What are we doing?
Shoot.
10 years later, I got an officer fighting for his life. It's enough, and I'm done with it. We're not doing it here in Ferguson. Our community is united behind us. Our community is fed up. We want to heal. Our community want to heal. We want people to peacefully protest, but we damn sure ain't gonna allow you to destroy this city, and we ain't gonna allow you to hurt none of these police officers. We are united here in this city. We're done with it. We're not doing it anymore. I'll take any questions anybody got. Yes, ma'am.
Can you talk a little bit more about what exactly happened to cause the break?
So my officer went out to effect an arrest on an individual who broke and stole portions of our fencing out here, a large portion of our fencing. And as he approached the suspect, he was charged violently with the suspect's shoulder, which knocked him down, which he suffered a head injury as a result of that.
Can you clarify too if this happened, if the arrest and the injury happened before or after midnight? We're just trying to get a time.
It was before midnight.
Can you explain how the officer got his injury? Because I believe I saw him, like what actually happened.
Yeah, after he got charged, he fell backwards and hit his head.
As he was
fell backwards and hit his head.
See what I'm saying?
Ran into somebody, tripped, and slipped.
No, they ran into him. The suspect. The protester, yes.
What details do you have about the officer? How long has he been on the force?
He's been with the Ferguson Police Department since January the 2nd of this year. Prior to that, he was a St. Louis County police officer.
Is there any update? There was a woman that had a seizure out there that needed medical attention.
Yeah, and
He said he was a Sangamon. So he comes from where Sean Grayson, Sangamon County. Now this is St. Louis. St. Louis is really close to Chicago, you guys. I just want you guys to know that. See what I'm saying? So when I start looking at stuff, I'll be looking at, okay, now what's going on? Now this guy he just come from Sangamon. Now I'm not saying he deserved whatever happened or whatever. I'm not saying that, you guys. I'm just saying, wow, this is a bit much. These police officers are really getting the bad part of
And
this.
my team, along with the Ferguson Fire Department, went out there to assist that lady with her seizure.
So a lady. So when they were having this protest, one lady started having a seizure. You guys, I want you guys to know this. A lady was having a seizure, and the police officers did get her some help. They did help. You know, the only thing you can do when a person have a seizure, to be honest with you, people, if you don't know, I'm very, fluent about people that you're knowledgeable when people have seizures. I've had family members and some of them had seizures all the time. Now all seizures are not the same, but they lose control. They don't know what they're doing. They can hurt themselves. So you want to not restrain them, but to actually kind of restrain them, so that they won't hurt themselves. They won't hit their head. They don't swallow their tongue. You don't want to put something in their mouth where they swallow, or they can swallow their tongue or something. Sometimes people usually always say, put a spoon in their mouth or whatever. You can choke a person like that. But they're not going to swallow their tongue, you guys. They may bite their tongue, but the only thing you really want to do is just hold them so that they won't hurt themselves. So what he's saying is the police officers went to help this lady when she was having a seizure. And that was nice.
Did she have any kind of interaction or physical interaction or contact with these officers?
I don't know. All I know is our officers responded by helping that young lady during her seizure.
Were any other officers injured?
I'm sorry?
Were any other officers?
Yes, I had another officer that suffered an ankle injury and another officer that suffered some abrasions.
The person who injured the officer that is in critical condition, Chief Doyle, do we know anything about that person, where that person comes from?
That individual is in custody, and I'm gonna let our prosecutor talk about that.
I want to know if his name is Bell.
First and foremost, I want to start by saying our prayers are with the officer and his family. I just left the hospital myself, and I always talk about the toughest part of this job is when we have a family that's lost a loved one that we can't bring justice to, and I gotta tweet that. The toughest thing that I've had to do is talk and console with a mother who doesn't know if her child is going to make it. And for what?
Yeah, for what? I'm not understanding it. Like, oh, here he is talking right here. I want to see what he says right here. Let me see if we can get that. Grab that real quick. Let me see.
To voters. Voters heard every message from.
Oh, his name is Bell.
They saw the way we were campaigning, and we were talking about my record and what we wanted to do, and they heard the Congresswoman's divisiveness and her campaign, which was basically about division. And I'll just say this: most folks, they appreciated the fact that we shared, instead of division, a vision for the St. Louis region and moving this region forward.
You jumping into this race, though, did force some uncomfortable conversations. This is our first time talking to you since that private phone call was leaked that we published. In that call, you did say a couple things like, be really tough to run every 2 years. You promised, you vowed you wouldn't run against her in that phone call. I understand things changed. I want to ask you a different question, though. Because...
But you brought it up, though. So
I did bring it up, but I want to ask you this question. Because I'm also aware of some older black men in the community who are excited to see you run for the Senate. Some even donated to your Senate campaign. And then they were frustrated when you ran against her instead. And they felt sort of left in the lurch. Both of you and Cori Bush on the nights of the election mentioned some of the tension and the friction left over in the district. How do you speak to those people who might have wanted you in the Senate but voted for her for Congress?
Well, first and foremost, the voters spoke. I'm very proud of the victory. It was a resounding victory in St. Louis County. I think we won every township except maybe 2. Voters wanted a message. They wanted a vision for this.
He's not going to win it next time, buddy.
Campaigned on. Now, you brought up the phone call. That was secretly recorded by the Congresswoman.
Which is legal.
Which is legal, but who does that? Let's be honest. Like, do you do that with your friends?
I don't. I also don't suspect my friends are trying to take my job.
Well, either way, though. But I know a lot of elected officials who are very reluctant to want to speak to the Congresswoman because they're afraid that they might be recorded. And at the end of the day, at that time, as you know, when that call was made in June, I was running for the Senate, so I was not intending to run for that office. And because voters in my district and around the state and around the country, the calls were coming for me to get into that race because we weren't having effective representation, and so I changed my mind. We made our case to voters. We made our case on why we would be the more effective candidate. We made the case on the relationship that we have with community, with criminal justice reform, when we're talking about making this a safer
No,
place.
there's no
And I have
update that I know of.
to be able to do that. And when the Dobbs decision came down, my office was on day one announced that we would not be prosecuting those cases. And so I think my positions have been clear for 10 years now as a Ferguson City Councilman, as well as the county prosecutor, and voters agreed with that.
We learned this year that a hyper-conservative think tank behind Project 2025 has laid plans to revive the Comstock Act of 1873. The Department of Justice right now considers that sort of a outdated chastity law that they don't enforce, but it still is on the books, and it treats contraceptives as obscene and illicit, makes it a federal offense to mail abortion pills across state lines. Congresswoman Cori Bush in the summer of this year introduced a bill to repeal the Comstock Act. Would you sponsor or author a bill like that?
I do not believe the government should have any hand in what a woman, or in this case, a man, can do with respect to birth control, with respect to reproductive rights. And so, absolutely, I would be for championing that bill as well.
They're saying they got a pill now.
But there's a lot of things that we need to.
What they're saying is they've got a pill that will. It's not the B pill or the the day after pill, the B plan, whatever. They're saying it's another pill that would abort, and they're making it where you can't mail that pill to a different person in a different state. And that's what he's talking about, which, I'm not for it or against it. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to that part of it. But I was just letting you guys know what he was talking about there, because that's a big deal there,
There's some Congress folks who don't work as well with their caucus. We're going to work with our caucus. I think that we can get that legislation passed. I think it needs to be passed.
Are you comfortable with the price tag? Because that seems to be the sticking point.
Listen, are you comfortable with folks who have got cancer, who are searching for answers to what we all?
Oh, I did want to say, because you guys know we're just only rocking because it's Sunday and we're just chilling, and I'm just trying to get my hair together before I have to go to work. That Sean Grayson has a colostomy bag. So when we was watching that video with Sean Grayson, what he kept on tucking it. Did you guys see that he touched something underneath his shirt, and then he put it up to his nose so he could smell it? I'm pretty sure he's uncomfortable with being there, knowing he needs some special attention. A colostomy bag. He needs to change his colostomy bag. That's why they kept on saying, we'll get you a bag. That they have to, because he would have poop on him everywhere, Yeah, he have to. You guys, I wanted to show something to you guys, but actually, if I can't get my videos to show and we can talk about it at the same time, then I won't show it. But I won't even talk about it because, sometimes we have people in here and then they go run and take my thoughts, my ideas, and then they go on their channel and then they do it. But yeah. So yeah, I'm just getting my hair together, you guys. I thought I had some spray. Oh, there it is right there. Shea butter. But yeah, I usually don't do the bottom half, but it looked like I'm gonna have to do it if I want to put it in different hairstyles. But we don't have that much to go, so it's all good. Let me see here.
But then also finding ways to pour into one another and
Okay,
lift one
hold
another
on.
up.
That's the way I feel about.
Okay, I guess that was it on that. So, that was pretty nice.
Growing up in Texas
Just
is
to
all
just
about
watch
hair.
that or
As I
whatever.
got
I don't want to hear about that. They got the.
I got older.
Come on, girl. I don't want to buy that stuff.
I noticed premenopausal changes
I
with my hair
don't want to
thinning.
buy that.
A friend of
She talking about some menopause. And then they keep putting
mine
this on here.
recommended Nutrafol.
Like,
It's
stop.
100% drug-free, and the
It's. Oh my goodness.
formulas are
What
clinically
is it?
tested. In 3 months, I saw
Okay, you get out of here. I don't even want to see you again. You get out of here. Travis Brown. Oh, he's a nice looking young man. I hate that happened to him. Okay, now let's just look at one other thing, you guys, before we get off of here. Because that was like 25 minutes ago. Ferguson police chief slams BLM protesters after cop. Let me see what they're talking about. They said 25 minutes ago. Today is the 11th, isn't it? Okay, let's see. What'd he say about the BLM? BLM, Black Lives Matter. Oh.
At Global Action
Okay,
and Smoking,
let's hold
we
on.
know
It's just not doing what I want it to do. Okay, I'll just read it. I'll just come out of it. Let me put it on this right here. Critically, no justice, no peace. Let me see. Yeah, he said what he needed to say. Oh, he did something 21 hours ago. He said, I'm done with it. Oh, I know. I heard him say that. All police officers are not bad. Let's see. Charges filed after Ferguson police officers 1 day. Let's see. 2 hours breaking news. Ferguson police officer. 23 hours. 18 hours. 18. Let me see what they say about this right here.
Today marks 10 years since a then Ferguson police officer shot and killed Michael Brown. His death sparked anger, protest across the nation, and a crucial conversation about racial tension
I tried to tell
and
y'all,
practices
they still
in community
mad.
policing and interaction in Ferguson. I talked to the police chief. He's the 8th one to take on the task of reshaping the force's culture and also everyday people to hear if it's working and how they're healing 10 years later.
It was pretty scary to see for a 14-year-old, but I get the point.
I understood the emotions that were taking place, but it was still shocking to see.
It changed my point of view on how I look at the police.
10 years ago, Ferguson was on fire with anger, protests, rioting, and demand for police reform.
Did feel a certain type of way because, at the time, I wasn't, didn't know what the real circumstances were, but for him to be laying out there, in the hot sun all that time.
I think it was tragic, how it went down, but I know a lot of people are just angry.
Yeah, they was
Today,
angry. They
the city
still
honors
angry.
18-year-old Michael Brown with a memorial.
They
People
still
not
angry.
only passing down Canfield to remember him, but also dozens of other African Americans killed during deadly interactions with officers across the country. These hands bearing their names.
Black people are outraged about what happened. Like Things like that shouldn't happen, and it's still happening.
Brown's 2014 death at the hands of Officer Darren Wilson put a glaring spotlight on the challenges and changes to come ahead.
The Ferguson Police Department was hit with a federal consent decree. Part of the consent decree required us to come up with a comprehensive community engagement plan for our city.
Chief Troy Doyle, a former St. Louis County Police Lieutenant Colonel, is the 8th police chief to lead the force since Brown's death.
My biggest challenge is to change the culture of the police department. When I arrived here, morale was at an all-time low here.
Chief Doyle says there's been hard work put into boosting morale.
I've seen changes with the police department which have improved since the demonstrations.
Shifting culture.
Many of our officers have attended implicit bias training, use of force training, de-escalation training.
And retaining a force more reflective of the people of Ferguson.
I think they should just take who they bring in more seriously.
The U.S. Justice Department's 100-page investigation into FPD highlighted staggering statistics of black people disproportionately pulled over, ticketed, and arrested. 10 years ago, the small town, almost 70% black, had only 3 black officers. Today, 50% are minorities.
I think what's important for the community is that
wow, they did do a cleanup though.
In which you mentioned are people who have some historical perspective.
So I said it was like 98, but they say 70% of the community was black.
Those are the ones who become the most effective leaders in our communities.
Michael Brown's death catapulted a continuing conversation on community policing and deep-seated racism.
As far as the history, you don't want to go backwards, you really want to go forward.
Chief Doyle says the biggest lessons other forces can take away from this city, still on the mend, are the importance of transparency and accountability. Many agree they are still healing.
I would say it's a work in progress.
But they see progress happening.
I think the policing has got a lot better, 10 years later, but it still, has a way to go.
In Ferguson, Blair Leday, Fox 2 News.
Wow. Well, things done got better. That's what they said. Things done got better. But then, like what the chief of police was like, well, if things done got better, y'all come on the news and say things done got better. And he's like wondering like how he gonna correct something if you saying everything is better and if it's not. You just want to get on the news and smile and grin. Oh my God. I just can't. Sometimes somebody told me, they said, and I didn't want to believe them, and I don't know if I believe them still now. I'm just thinking about what they're saying, but they said, black people, they seem to not have, when people ask them a question, they just know what to say. So they're not gonna speak the truth, because people, the minute you speak the truth, they're gonna say, "Oh, you aggressive," or "You're racist," because you just keep saying this, black that. In all reality, people are people. To be honest with you guys, I tell you guys all the time, don't come with that racist stuff with me, because I don't want them to mistreat me or my kids or whatever, and I'm not gonna mistreat nobody. I don't care what color you are. Really. People be like, well, you didn't marry white, and I was like, well, that's because I didn't find one that I felt that could, that understood me. So that's that. It's not because the color. That's my preference. When I talk to somebody about something, I want to have a full conversation. Not that they agree with me, but understand. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with color, really. But what good is a person that you gonna be married to, and they don't understand what you're going through or how your feelings and your emotions. So you're supposed to, when you marry somebody, you're supposed to have somebody that is compatible. Or, compatible meaning that basically, can understand you and compliment you, not comparable like some people do. They don't get what compatible and comparable. They think it's the same thing. It's compatible. It's like a nut fits with a bolt. You can't have a nut in a nut, So, I'm gonna leave that as it is. Y'all understood what I just said. You understood it. But if you didn't understand what I just said, then go ask somebody. I'm not finna explain it. Not to grown folks. Everybody understood what I just said. Everybody understood what I just said. Anyway, so I don't have. I'm just kind of like, well, why is it that let's see right here. Let's listen to this one right here. The timeline events in Ferguson after police officer fatally shot Michael Brown. Oh, they're playing a commercial right now. I'm gonna get these commercials off. I don't know what I gotta do it, but I'm gonna do it. Oh, they're sending me something right now, an update on something. Let's see here.
The painful memories remain fresh in the minds of many.
Yeah, it does.
Around noon, Saturday, August 9th, 2014, on Canfield Drive in Ferguson, Missouri, 18-year-old Michael Brown was shot dead by a Ferguson police officer. Brown's body remained on the ground for hours as crowds grew angry in the neighborhood.
Extra police were called in and the tactical unit was stationed on West Florissant, several blocks away, after officers heard additional shots fired near the scene.
No justice! No peace! Protests in Ferguson started the afternoon of August 10th.
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now!
A vigil and peaceful demonstration Sunday evening gave way to looting and vandalism late Sunday night into Monday.
We're angry what happened to Michael Brown, and we want justice for him. We want an investigation, but we know that this isn't going to solve anything.
Protests continued in the days that followed. When night fell, the unrest would often turn violent. At times, police used tear gas and rubber bullets to disperse protesters. The FBI began investigating Brown's death as the situation in Ferguson was now getting national attention.
The local authorities, including the police, have a responsibility to be open and transparent about how they are investigating that death and how they are protecting the people in their communities.
On August 14th, the Missouri State Highway Patrol took control of security.
We're going to start from today. We're not going to look back in the past. And when we talk about boots on the ground, my boots are going to be on the ground.
The following day, police identified Darren Wilson as the officer who killed Michael Brown.
He's been a police officer for 6 years, has had no disciplinary action taken against him.
During the same news conference, police also shared surveillance video of Brown in a confrontation with an employee of the Ferguson market in the moments prior to his death. It angered protesters.
This has raised a whole lot of attention right now. It's going to raise a whole lot of attention right now because of the issue you're bringing up of robbery. So the tension is going to get real high today.
Missouri Governor Jay Nixon declared a state of emergency on August 16th. 2 days later, Nixon called in the National Guard.
Our soldiers have been well trained and have overseen many missions of state response over the years, and they're well equipped to handle this mission and well resourced.
While the unrest continued, a grand jury in St. Louis County started hearing evidence to determine whether Wilson should be charged. Protesters called for Prosecutor Bob McCullough to be taken off of the case.
To everyone who thinks I should be taken off this case, they need to be talking to the governor, because he's the only one can do it. The president can't do it.
Michael Brown was laid to rest August 25th. Hundreds of people attended his funeral service at Friendly Temple Missionary Baptist Church.
No community in America would tolerate an 18-year-old boy laying in the street 4.5 hours, and we're not going to tolerate it either.
When all the cameras leave and this is all over with, we got to remember Mike Brown for the change of what his death has brought to the community.
See,
Throughout the
what
rest
I
of the
don't
summer
understand,
and
you
into
guys.
the fall of 2014, anticipation grew for the grand jury's decision. In November, preparations ramped up for the announcement.
I guess waiting with bated breath. People are on all sides of the issue, are fatigued from it.
Hurting others or destroying property is not the answer.
Right.
No matter what the grand jury decides, I do not want my son's death to be in vain.
On the night of November 24th, crowds gathered across St. Louis and the country as St. Louis County Prosecutor Bob McCullough shared the news.
They determined that no probable cause exists.
I
to
remember
file
when
any
this
charges
happened, we were
against
live, I
Wilson
think.
And returned a no true bill on each of the 5 indictments.
Violence ensued that night in several communities.
What they did was, and I don't know if you guys remember, what they did was they waited till they had already told the police officer he wasn't getting indicted. Then they turned around and waited till all the stores, people, shut the stores, and then they made it sure that they were at home and safe, which I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. But I'm just saying, I remember I was like, oh my, but they didn't tell the mama of this boy that's what was going to happen. They didn't tell her that. Matter of fact, I think he called her or something and told her, like, I'm going home. I'm not getting indicted. Like, no. And the mama got so angry when she was at the meeting while they were waiting for the results to come in. She told everybody. She was like, I mean, we were there, we were live at the time, and she was like, burn this mother effer down, I don't care. And when she said that, they were going to charge her with starting a riot or whatever. And then you guys get it. You guys understand. You guys was there. You guys know what all happened. I don't have to tell you. You guys were all there. You guys heard it. It was crazy. I'm trying to wrap this up, and my hair is like, no, we're not doing it. And I'm like, crap, just work with me a little bit here. Just work with me just a little bit. Trust, it takes me 2 days to get my hair right. So, me just trying to get it right now. Just where I can I'll be okay. It'll be okay. Whew. Lord have mercy. Anyway, you guys. I'm so tired. That's too much. But I like it. It sure is cute. I like it. I'll rock with it for a minute. See, that right there is my hair. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to get off of here. I still want to see if I can do something. Let's see. Before I leave. Because I'm going to work on something. It says entire screen. Let me see. Yeah. Let me see. Okay, so it is showing my screen. So if I go, let me go on here just so I can see my screen. Because because I definitely always try to fix some stuff. What was that? Hold on. What Woody talking about?
My cash up? Nah, I sent my cash up. No, people been requesting money. I'm over here thinking people don't send me hundreds and fifties. I'm like, oh snap. And then next thing I realized it was saying pay. I was paying people. Y'all tricked me yesterday. Y'all ain't gonna trick me today.
Woody was sending them money. He thought
my cash up. Nah, I sent my cash up. No, people been requesting money. I'm over here thinking people don't send me hundreds and fifties. I'm like, oh snap. And then next thing I realized it was saying pay. I was paying people. Y'all tricked me yesterday. Y'all ain't gonna trick me today. My cash up.
Nah,
their truck
funny.
was parked illegal. Registered in case no neighborhood watch. I lean on you niggas like another line of walk. Yeah, it's all I. On me and I'ma send it up the pot. Ay, put the roll. Let on me. I'ma get them dropped. Ay, sweet shit.
That's my jam right there. That is my jam. I don't care what nobody say. Walk, 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 walk. But I ain't trying to do that. Let's see. Let's see here.
So I recently made the decision
Let's
to
see
go back to
right
school
here.
pursuing my next.
It's raining outside here. What type of time y'all want to be on today? What type of time y'all want to be on today? Y'all tell me what mood y'all want to be on. I hope the lightning don't hit. Y'all want to be on good time.
You funny, Woody. You're funny. You're funny, funny, funny. Let me see here. Let me go over here real quick. So I'm going to just work on this for maybe about 2 or 3 minutes. And then we're out, you guys. Let me see. Oh, I know what I was getting ready to do. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Huh. Huh. Wow. Oh. You guys, check this out. The Illinois sheriff resigns to wake of. So he resigned. What?
You want something?
Where are you going? It's 4:30. What?
Let's go to the chicken house.
Chicken? Yeah. Papa.
Yeah.
I like a thigh and a leg.
Yeah.
A thigh and a leg. Gonna go get some chicken. Let me see here. Attorney for Sonya Massey family responds to the sheriff. Okay, hold on. Let's see what's up.
News tonight, Sonya Massey's family reacts to the Sangamon County Sheriff's announcement. He's stepping down. Thanks for joining us. I'm Scott Schneider.
And I'm Dawn Haswick.
Statement. Resignation marks a turning point in the ongoing pursuit of justice for Sonya Massey. Crump goes on to say the Massey family hopes to work with the next sheriff to examine how this tragedy happened and to ensure that a tragedy like this never happens again. It has been more than a month since Massey was shot and killed in her home. After calling 911 for help, and today we learn her suspected killer, former deputy Sean Grayson, will remain in jail, and that the Jack Campbell will end of the month. In a statement, Campbell says, despite the former deputy being in custody, quote, some in a statement, Campbell says, despite the former deputy being in custody, quote, some in a statement, Campbell says, despite the former deputy being in custody, quote, some in a
Hold on. I know this thing. I know now. Hold on. I want to hear this thing, but it's going. I know now. Hold on. I want to hear this thing, but it's going. I know now. I want to hear this thing, but it's
us. I'm Scott Schneider.
And I'm Dawn Haswick. The attorney representing the family just released a statement. Terrence Lee on the live desk following the latest developments tonight.
Dawn and Scott, Ben Crump says this resignation marks a turning point in the ongoing pursuit of justice for Sonya Massey. Crump goes on to say the Massey family hopes to work with the next sheriff to examine how this tragedy happened and to ensure that a tragedy like this never happens again. It has been more than a month since Massey was shot and killed in her home after calling 911 for help. And today, we learn her suspected killer, former deputy Sean Grayson, will remain in jail, and that the sheriff who hired him, Jack Campbell, will retire by the end of the month. In a statement, Campbell says despite the former deputy being in custody, quotes, some in our community want me to pay the price for that person's and he, his family, and deputies have been threatened. The sheriff says everyone needs to make sure what happened to Massey doesn't happen again, which he said,
sports in air, we go from a missing kayaker to,
quote,
hello,
political climate has made it impossible for our community divided and in turmoil that allow me to continue serving as sheriff. Calls for him to resign started after his office released Grayson's personnel records, which detailed his 2 DUI convictions, including one that led to Grayson's discharge from the Army. Grayson also worked with 6 different departments in 4 years. And Massey's family says his employment history should have been seen as a red flag, too. Campbell has said the department failed Massey, but earlier this week, Governor J.B. Pritzker said it was Campbell who failed to live up to his sworn duties.
The way in which this deputy sheriff was hired, the background should have been taken into account. The way he was hired is an enormous question mark that still needs to be made transparent.
Also today, Grayson appeared in court virtually. His lawyers asked for him to be released on medical grounds, citing his treatment for colon cancer. But the judge said no, stating he still poses a threat to the community.
great.
Is to set the stage for the day. I
That
oversee
is great.
everything from scheduling to maintenance to wastewater testing. I've got no time to deal with surprise maintenance.
Okay, so that was that. That was that, you guys. Okay, so we got a little bit. That was that, you guys. So the sheriff, he let me see if I can get this up here. He went ahead and resigned. That's good. I'm glad he resigned. I'm glad he resigned. I mean, he probably needed to resign for real. What the word for show. You guys, I'm finna get off of here because I've been on here just really just dabbling and dibbling in a lot of stuff. I'm glad that you guys came on in and kind of just rocked it with me, just trying to figure out some stuff. I know my husband's getting ready to come back, and I was trying to do my hair and listen to some stuff, but I'm glad that you guys rocked with me. If you guys were working on some things, homework, stuff like that, C6 Bank said yes. It's an echo. Sounds bad. Thank you very much for that. We were trying to, she said, I hear two stories, 536. Yeah, C Banks. We've been working on it. I don't have the new equipment. I'm going to get some tomorrow, and it should be better tomorrow when we're working on it. Evidently, I have to do some stuff. Evidently, I'm gonna have to do some stuff. That's all to it. That's it. I think I know what I got to do, and so tomorrow I'll work on it and get some more stuff. I got to go out anyway and get some more equipment. I've got some here. I don't even want to try it because it's done got late. I've been working on this since about 1:30. So, all right, you guys. But thank you guys for showing up and helping out with. I'm glad that you made comments. Like I hear two stories, 333, 336. Echo sounds bad. Echo. SP, is there an update on Tyrese? No, nothing that I know of. Let me go look real quick if it is. Let me see, because it says stop screen right there, so I can get back on my screen or whatever. But Tyrese Nichols, I haven't heard anything. I'll share my screen with you real quick, and we can look. We can look together. We can look together real quick. How about that? We can look. Let me snap. Okay. January the 24th, March 2024 state trial against Ford and nickel case on hold right here. Okay. So, how the heck do I get back in there? How in the heck? Okay. So you guys, I I came back on here. I know C6 Banks. I was talking back to you, girl. Um yeah, I was looking to see if there was any more information, but it wasn't. All right, you guys. We'll try to work on this tomorrow or something, but we'll get it up and running. All right. I don't know if you guys heard what I heard, but they stopped the trial. The judge was saying that he wanted the trial to get started, but there was something going on where the family was in agreement to stop, and then they said that they will meet back in May. Well, May, June, July. We're now in August and ain't heard nothing. So, yeah, I'm a just keep working on it. But it worked pretty fine when I was by myself, and then when I get with you guys, as soon as I get on, you want to call in and be like, da 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 da, we want to talk about this or whatever. I'm like, oh my god. I'm just working on some stuff. I'm trying to get it, but I was multitasking and maybe I need to just focus on it. All right, you guys, I'm finna go. I'll see you guys tomorrow, though. We just have a regular live at 3 p.m. Central Time. Because I got to work tonight. I keep forgetting I got to work.